Today, E = mc² is Einstein's most famous equation. But another theory he publishes this same year is more important and more controversial: the special theory of relativity. When Einstein was a teenager, he enjoyed imagining what it would be like to ride a beam of light. Now, he returns to this daydream, and it changes his life.
In the spring of 1905, Einstein was riding on a bus, and he looked back at the famous clock tower that dominates Bern, Switzerland. And then he imagined, what happens if that bus were racing near the speed of light?
In his imagination, Einstein looks back at the clock tower, and what he sees is astonishing. As he reaches the speed of light, the hands of the clock appear frozen in time.
Einstein would later write, "A storm broke in my mind. All of a sudden, everything kept gushing forward."
Einstein knows that back at the clock tower, time is passing normally. But on Einstein's light-speed bus, as he reaches the speed of light, the light from the clock can no longer catch up to him. The faster he races through space, the slower he moves through time. This insight sparks the birth of Einstein's special theory of relativity, which says that space and time are deeply connected. In fact, they are one and the same, a flexible fabric called space-time. Sitting alone on a city bus, Einstein believes he has glimpsed a secret of the universe.
For Einstein, space was this place where stuff was, and it didn't do anything. It had stuff in it. And so space combined with time to become space-time is a more dynamic understanding of this arena that everything takes place in. It's becoming more alive in a way. He's saying very, very outlandish and very, very strange things.
Rarely had anything so radical been submitted to Europe's most prestigious scientific journals.
He was a complete outsider to the physics of his day, as he was, being in Switzerland, being a patent clerk. And yet he was ambitious enough to think that he could challenge the whole of the established physics at the time.
You always hope that there will be total euphoria, that everybody will say this is a huge step forward in the subject. But that rarely happens.
Whatever one's concept of time, it passes slowly for Einstein at the patent office.
He submits papers to important scientific journals, the best scientific journals, and hopes for the best. And the best doesn't come for a while.
He was anxious. What was the reaction of the physics community to his great paper? Silence. Einstein got very depressed.
3, 4, 5 months must have felt like an eternity to him.
And then Einstein's papers fall into the hands of perhaps the one man who can fully understand him, Max Planck.
Max Planck is the greatest theoretical physicist in Europe.
Planck was the editor of the Annalen der Physik in Berlin.
The most important physics journal of the time.
Here was Max Planck reading this paper from this unknown physicist. And Max Planck says, there is something here.
Planck recognized immediately that this was an important paper from an important young scholar. The relativity paper was published in June 1905.
That volume, number 17, is now one of the most famous publications in the history of science. At the time, Einstein wasn't even a scientist.
He's still applying for jobs.